What's up, guys? In this video, I'm going to explain how to show intent when you're talking to a cute girl that you like. So this was inspired by a recent Todd Valentine video that I stumbled upon, where one of the things he said was that when you show intent, you give your power away. And as I was watching that, I was thinking, there's a lot of really bad advice in the pickup community, especially on this topic. So I'll make a clear video where I break down why it's important to show intent, and more importantly, how you can go about doing so in the most optimal way to increase your success with women. Right, so I think the best way to explain this topic is to look at it in terms of three different levels. So the first level is the guy who can't show intent. So this is the guy, if he's doing cold approach, he might say, hey, that's a nice shirt, and then just beat around the bush for 5 minutes, and the girl's gonna be like, cool, nice meeting you, I gotta go. In terms of a date, this is the guy who might just banter for 2 hours, talk about his work, talk about her work, talk about boring random things, and eventually the girl's like, yeah, so it's getting kind of late. In terms of, night game, this is the guy who might go up to a girl at the bar and just be like, hey, it's the game is on, and I just shoot the shit with her for like 20, 30 minutes, and eventually she's like, cool, I don't know where this is going, so I'm gonna go find my friends. The thing is that girls most of the time do know that you want to fuck them, but if you can't show intent, they're just gonna lose respect for you, and they're not gonna be interested the vast majority of the time. There's some exceptions to this, but generally that rule is gonna apply. So me and Todd V definitely agree that this is the worst place to be in, and you don't want to be this guy. Level number 2 is the guy who shows intent explicitly. So this would be more something like going up to a girl and saying, hey, I thought you were really cute and I want to meet you, right? And this is where me, Todd V, disagree. So he makes the argument this is only a small level above, better than not showing intent at all, that this is beginner level game, and it actually gives your power away. Total fucking horseshit. The only way you give your power away is if you start supplicating to the girl. So that would be more something like, hey, you're just so gorgeous. I really never meet girls like you. You're just so pretty. Hi, can I say hi to you? Yes, in that situation, you 100% give your power away, but you don't need to show intent like that. You can also say, hey, I thought you were really cute and I want to meet you. My name is Alex. Does that look like I gave my power away? No, actually quite the opposite. Saying something like that takes a lot of balls, because very few guys can go up to an attractive woman and just be straight up. Most guys, what they have to do is either be around the bush and not show intent at all, or just holler from the side like, yo girl, that ass so fat, right? But very few guys can actually go up to a girl and just put themselves out there and show intent. It takes a lot of balls, and girls will respect that. And also in certain situations, that's the only type of approach that makes sense. Like for example, say you're running after a girl, right? See a cute girl walking down the street, and you have to actually run to catch up to her and say hi. In that situation, if you use the Todd opener of, hey, I thought you were interesting, like that's not gonna make any sense. The girl's gonna be like, so you chased me down the street to tell me I'm interesting? Like it makes no sense in that point to go indirect. So that's a situation we have to be more like, hey, I'm gonna be honest, I actually just ran down the street to meet you because I thought you were that cute and I wanna say hi. I'm Alex, right? So you have to be, at that point, you have to go a lot more direct for the interaction to make sense. Level above that is when you show intent implicitly. So you're still communicating the fact that you wanna fuck her, but you're not doing it with your words. You're doing it more with your actions, your body language, your eye contact. Maybe you're saying things that kind of hint at that and get the point across with your tonality, but you're not actually saying, hey, I thought you were cute. And this is much more advanced level of game, so very few guys in the community can actually pull this off. When they attempt to show intent implicitly, they actually don't show intent at all. So for them, it's much better to just show intent explicitly. But if you're pretty advanced, then you can pull this off. Now, in some situations, this makes a lot more sense. For example, at a bar. When I'm at a bar, I don't usually open girls with, hey, I thought you were really cute and I want to meet you, because it's just simply unnecessary. I'll typically go up to a girl and say, hey, I'm Alex. Good eye contact, strong body language, it gets the same point across. And also, all the stuff I say after that. Now, for example, say I'm at a bar and the girl is leaving the bar and she's literally about to leave. At that point, I might have to go a little bit more direct. I might say, hey, are you leaving? She'd be like, yeah, I gotta go. At that point, I'm not gonna be like, oh, well, you're interesting, or I'm Alex. It's not really gonna make that much sense. I need something a little bit stronger. So at that point, I might say like, hey, listen, you can't go yet. She'd be like, why? I'm like, because honestly, I think you're really cute and I wanna meet you, but we haven't had a chance to talk yet. Right, so at that point, you have to go more direct. It's gonna take a lot more balls, but it's also gonna be a lot more effective in that situation. So to give a personal example, 2 days ago, I was walking the creature, and I stumbled upon 2 girls. One of them is very much my type, big booty Latina, just very cute, curvy, and attractive, right? So, I go a little bit more implicit, right? Like I typically do in those situations. I got the dog, I can kind of use that, to kind of slide in, right? However, I guess my point just didn't get across. Even if you have advanced level game, sometimes, the girl's not paying attention. Sometimes she's got a lot on her mind. So if you're trying to be implicit, sometimes the point just might not be communicated. So we talked for 5 minutes, good conversation. And then she's like, hey, listen, it was nice to meet you, but I got to go. It's getting kind of late. I guess I'll see you around, right? At that point, I had to recalibrate. So I had to say, hey, listen, I'm going to be honest. I'm using my dog as a shameless excuse to flirt with you because I think you're really cute. And I just saw her eyes light up, right? Because it takes a lot of balls to do something like that. She's like, oh, haha, okay. Then we talked for another 5 minutes, made plans, I got her number. But if I didn't do that, if I didn't recalibrate and go more direct, then that interaction would have just fizzled down into another one of those, oh, it was nice to meet you, which is what happens quite often when a guy can't show intent or his intent isn't communicated clearly. All right, so the big takeaway here is this. It's very important to show intent. If you don't do that, the girl's going to think you have no balls and she's not going to respect you. Now, whether you show intent implicitly or explicitly, directly or indirectly, should depend on the situation. In some situations, it makes a little bit more sense to be more direct. Like, for example, you have to run after a girl, to meet her and say hi. At that point, you can't be like, oh, you're interesting, right? It's going to make no sense. Or like, oh, where did you get those shoes? Again, it's going to be weird. Now, in a grocery store, for example, it might make a little bit more sense to be a little bit more indirect and implicit. Again, rules were meant to be broken. It's just going to depend on the girl and on the situation. But this idea that being more direct or being explicit is somehow a beginner level game is total nonsense. Sometimes, for example, you can't even think of an implicit indirect opener. Sometimes you really have nothing to go with by hey, I just wanted to meet you because I thought you were cute, and there's nothing wrong with that at all. All right, hopefully you guys found this video valuable. Show me some love by smashing the like button, hit subscribe button, clicking the bell for notification. Also, stay tuned for this Sunday's live stream. We're going to have a guest who has absolutely no problem being direct at all. That's a little bit of a clue. Thank you guys for watching. Let me know if you have any questions in the comments below. And until next time.